Hello, everyone. We are live for Game 5 of the 2032 World Series. We are here at Great America Ballpark in Cincinnati. The Detroit Tigers and Cincinnati Reds are going to match up for a pivotal Game 5 in a series that is tied up at 2. For today's game, we're going to see Josh Rosen on the mound for the Cincinnati Reds. He made 32 starts during the course of the season with an 11-13 record, 4.17 ERA, and a 1.16 WHIP. The Reds lineup will include Aragon, McDaniel, Walker, Torres, Jimenez, Garrison, Herrera, Van Wieren, and Godfrey batting ninth. Chris Rader will be on the mound for the Tigers. He went 11-8, in 33 starts with a 3.76 ERA, 1.14 WHIP during the regular season. The Tigers lineup will include Simon, Good, Collins, Strife, Colonel, Turner, Giancola, Campos, and Quintero batting ninth. It is 47 degrees, a brisk evening in Cincinnati with a capacity crowd on hand, the wind blowing left to right at 8 mph, and we are here for a critical Game 5 matchup. We need to get this game underway. Rosen is on the mound, facing off with the Reds against the Tigers here in Game 5. As we see a panoramic view of the stadium to kick off this game, the Detroit Tigers are sending up Andy Simon, and there's a ground ball to second. The throw goes over to first, and that is out number one. So Simon retired for the first out of this ball game, and that'll bring up Josh Good with one out and nobody on. Rosen working to Good with a 3-1 count. Good waiting for the pitch. That is apparently inside for ball four. That pitch looked like it could have been good. However, the walk is issued, and now, with one out and a runner on first, Tim Collins is coming up to the plate. He has 2 home runs and 8 RBIs so far in this postseason. Rosen facing Collins with one out and a runner on first. And here comes the pitch. A looper into short right field, actually coming over the second baseman. He gets it at the very back of the infield dirt for out number 2. So Collins is retired, bringing up Eric Strife. Strife has struggled in the postseason with 3 home runs, but only a .213 batting average. Rosen facing Strife with 2 outs and the runner on first. 2-1 is the count. Rosen looking for the sign. And there's a grounder toward third, bouncing ball. The throw goes to second. They get the lead runner retired to end the inning. So the Tigers strand a runner. They do not score. We're going to the bottom of the first of a scoreless ball game. Next up is the Cincinnati Reds, who are going to send Robbie Aragon to the plate to face Chris Rader to lead off the bottom of the first inning. Rader on the mound for the Tigers. He is working with the first pitch to Aragon. And there's a grounder towards second. The throw goes over to first. That is out number 1. Next up is Pat McDaniel with one out, nobody on. McDaniel, the designated hitter today. He is a switch hitter who's batting from the left side against the righty. Here comes the pitch. And there's a grounder toward first, picked up, stepping on the base, and that is going to be out number 2. Walker now batting with 2 outs and nobody on. Rader working with a 2-strike count. Here comes the pitch to Walker. And a check swing for strike 3, so the inning is over. Rader retires in the order. We go to the top of the second with a scoreless ball game here in Cincinnati. Colonel leading off against Rosen here in the top of the second. 1 strike is the count. Colonel standing in the right-handed batter's box, waiting for the pitch. And it's a liner up the middle. That's the first base hit of the ball game. So Colonel with a leadoff single for the Tigers here in the top of the second inning. Next up, the Tigers are sending Turner to the plate with the runner on first and nobody out. Here comes the 2-2 count. Rosen looking for the sign, working from the stretch, delivering. And there's a drive to deep left field. Left fielder going back toward the warning track. He's going to make that catch for out number 1. So gave it a ride there, but came up a bit short for the first out of the inning. Giancola now batting with 1 out and runner on first. Rosen working 1-2 is the count. And there's a stolen base attempt. The slide into second, and it's going into center field. That's going to be a throwing error. And Giancola takes the pitch. The throw goes into center field, and Colonel advances all the way to third. So now the Tigers have the go-ahead run 90 feet away. Giancola waiting for the 2-2 pitch from Rosen. Here it comes. That is inside. That's actually ball 4. So the walk is issued. Rosen issuing his second walk of this ball game. And now Campos the batter with first and third, 1 out here in the top of the second inning. Tigers looking to try to take the early lead. Here comes the 1-2 count and the pitch to Campos. And he lifts it in the air to deep right field. This time it's going to clear the wall. A 3-run home run for Alex Campos here in the top of the second inning, and the Tigers jump out to a 3-0 lead. Nice piece of hitting there by Alex Campos, 433 feet out into right center field. That was long gone. So now, with a 3-run lead, Rosen working to Quintero, who's going to look to try to help the Tigers add to this lead. 1-2 is the count. And there's a drive into right field, shallow. Right fielder coming in. He's going to make the catch for out number 2. Rosen now facing Andy Simon with 2 outs and nobody on. 1 ball is the count. Here comes the delivery. And a pop up to center. Coming in fast is the center fielder McDaniel. He looks up and he puts it away to end the inning. So, the Tigers score 3 times on the home run, going into the bottom of the second with a 3-0 lead. Gleyber Torres leading off for the Reds here in the bottom of the second inning. Raider working, 3 balls is the count. Here comes the delivery. And that is low, it is ball 4. So the leadoff walk to Torres, and let me just tell you, that is nowhere near the worst outcome for that at-bat. So Jimenez now the batter with a runner on first, nobody out. Raider working with a 1-1 count. Here comes the delivery. And a grounder toward the middle. And that's going to get by the shortstop into center field. The throw goes to third to prevent the runners from continuing to advance. And now the Reds are in business here in the bottom of the second inning. With 2 men on and nobody out, Garrison is the next batter. The Reds trying to rally, down by 3. Here comes the first pitch. And it's low. It's a wild pitch. That's going all the way to the backstop. Quintero cannot handle it. The runners are going to advance to second and third respectively. And now the Reds are really in business. 2 runners in scoring position, nobody out. Raider has a jam to work himself out of here. Full count pitch. Here's the pitch to Garrison. And a looper into right field. That's going to drop in for base hit. 1 run's going to score. The second runner stops at third. He gets the stop sign from the third base coach. And now this is a 3-1 ball game. Garrison with the RBI single. And the Reds are on the board here in the bottom of the second inning. Herrera now facing Raider in the bottom of the second. Runners on the corners and still nobody out. First pitch to Ricky Herrera. Here comes the delivery. And a grounder toward first. Stepping on the base is the first baseman. They concede the run, getting the force at first. That'll make this a 3-2 ball game. There are now a runner on second and 1 out here in the bottom of the second inning. Raider now faces Van Wieren. With 1 out, runner in scoring position, the tying run at second base. Here comes the pitch from Raider. And there's a looper into left center field. That's hanging up in the air a long time. The left fielder has it for the second out of the inning. And now we see Godfrey come up to the plate with 2 outs and the tying run still out on second base. Can Raider get out of the inning? Let's see what happens here. First pitch. That's a liner up the middle. That's going to be a base hit. Rounding third and heading home is the runner. The throw comes home. This will be a close play, and he is safe. We have a tie ball game here in the bottom of the second inning. A 3-3 tie as the Reds get all three back right in the lower half of the same inning. Aragon now batting with 2 outs and the runner on first. Raider continuing to struggle. Here's the full count delivery. That is inside for ball 4. The runner on first was actually going, but it doesn't matter because the walk was issued. So now McDaniels is up with 2 outs and 2 men on. Raider working with a 2-strike count. Here comes the pitch. A check swing, that is strike 3. Got him with the changeup. But not before the Reds score 3 times to tie this ball game going into the top of the third inning. Rosen facing good in the top of the third. We have a 3-3 tie in the top of the third inning. Full count pitch. Here it comes. Swing and a miss for strike 3. So Rosen rings him up with the fastball at 96. That's the first out of the inning. Rosen with his first strikeout of the ball game. Collins now the batter. 1 out, nobody on. Here comes the delivery to Collins. And a liner deep left field, warning track. It looks like there's going to have room, and the left fielder makes the play for out number 2. That was a fastball that touched triple digits right there as Rosen got the fly out to deep left field. Strife now batting with 2 outs and nobody on. First pitch to Strife. Rosen with the delivery. And a looper, shallow center field, coming in as McDaniel. He looks up and he puts it away to end the inning. We go to the bottom of the third, still all tied up at 3. Next up for the Reds is going to be Walker. He's going to face Raider here in the bottom of the third. Raider, who struggled in the second, is going to look to try to have a little cleaner inning here in the bottom of the third. Walker delivers. Here's the pitch. Lined into center field. That's going to be a leadoff single. So the Reds have the leadoff man on base, the potential go-ahead run here in the bottom of the third inning. Next up is Gleyber Torres. Runner on first, nobody out. Raider facing Torres with a 2-1 count. Here comes the delivery. And that's lined into center field. However, this time the second baseman goes out and makes the play, hustling into short center field for out number 1. Jimenez now the batter. Bill Jimenez, no word if he's related to Eloy. Bottom of the third inning, 1 out, 1 man on. Raider working with a 1-ball count. Here comes the pitch. And there's a liner into left field. That's going to drop in for a base hit. So the Reds now, with first and second 1 out here in the bottom of the third inning. The go-ahead run is in scoring position, and that'll bring up Garrison. 1 out, 2 men on. Garrison is 1 for 1 with an RBI today. Raider working. 2-2 is the count. Here's the pitch. And a swing and a miss for strike 3. Got him with the changeup. And that is the second out of the inning. So a big strikeout right there for Raider as Herrera comes up. Herrera is 0 for 1, but he has an RBI in today's game as well. Raider working to Herrera with 2 outs, 2 men on. 1 ball is the count. Here comes the delivery. And a liner into center field. That'll be a base hit. The center fielder has it. The throw comes home. The runner comes home. Another close play, and that is going to be, the throw is just a little bit late. The Reds take the 4-3 lead here in the bottom of the third inning. Credit Herrera with the RBI single. Raider allows another run to score. That is 4 charged to him in this game now. We're going to Van Wieren, who is the next batter, with 2 outs and still 2 men on here in the bottom of the third inning. Raider looking for the sign. Here comes the delivery. And there's a grounder toward third. A diving play. The throw goes to second, and they retire the side. So the Reds strand 2. They score 1. We go to the top of the fourth of a 4-3 Cincinnati lead. Colonel now facing Rosen here in the top of the fourth inning. The Tigers need to get 1 back here to tie this ball game up. 1-1 is the count. And Colonel smashes that one into right. However, the right fielder, taking a few steps in, makes the catch for out number 1. That was well hit, but directly at the right fielder. Rosen now facing Turner. 1 out, nobody on. First pitch to Turner. Rosen with the delivery. And Turner drives it out to the opposite field. I think that's going to be out of the ballpark. We have a tie ball game once again. A 4-4 tie in the top of the fourth inning. How appropriate The score is keeping up with the innings here, folks. This is just like game 2. 403 feet out to left center field, and Eric Turner has just tied this ball game up. Dan Giancola now batting with 1 out and nobody on base. Rosen facing Giancola in a 4-4 tie. 1 ball is the count. And there's a drive to right field. Down the line, the right fielder chasing. He's going to have room. Make the play for out number 2. Campos now the batter. He was the hero back in the 2nd inning, hitting the go-ahead home run that put the Tigers up originally. Campos facing Rosen with a 1-2 count. Rosen looking for the sign. Here's the delivery. And a foul ball, but the catcher drops, not a foul ball, a passed ball. The catcher drops it. He runs down to first, and Campos is safe. So we have a runner on first now. Rosen is credited with the strikeout, and Quintero is the batter as the inning continues here in the top of the 4th. Rosen working with a 2-strike count. And there's a liner into left field. That's going all the way down into the corner. Campos rounding second, heading for third. The left fielder tracks it down way back there in the corner. Rounding third and heading home. And the passed ball comes back to haunt the Reds as the Tigers take the lead now 5-4 on the Quintero RBI double here in the top of the 4th inning. Now, the Reds manager has seen enough. He is going to the bullpen as Chris Ouellette is coming into the game to relieve for the Reds. He has thrown 9 innings in this postseason, walked 6, struck out 9, and has an ERA of exactly 7. Ouellette is going to face Andy Simon here in the top of the 4th inning with 2 outs and a runner on second. The Tigers now reclaiming the lead at 5-4. 1-2 is the count. Ouellette looking for the sign. And here's the delivery. And a check swing for strike 3. So the inning is over, but not before the Tigers score 2 more times. They strand 1, taking a 5-4 lead into the bottom of the 4th inning. Godfrey now facing Rader here in the bottom of the 4th. We see a full count as Rader looking for the sign, and he delivers the pitch. That is inside for ball 4. Rader not happy about that call. He thought he got it over the plate. So that is a leadoff walk as Aragon comes up here in the bottom of the 4th inning. Rader working, facing Aragon. Here's the first pitch. A liner into right. Chasing is the right fielder. He's going to have a line on it. He leaps and makes the catch for out number 1. An athletic play out there by Andy Simon in right field, and he had to cover a lot of territory to get to that ball. Rader now facing McDaniel with 1 out and 1 man on. The Tigers up by 1. 1-2 is the count. Working from the stretch. Here comes the pitch. And there's a drive into center field. That's going to drop in for a base hit. The throw goes directly to third as the runners stop. And now the Reds have the go-ahead run on base with 1 out in the bottom of the 4th inning. Walker now batting, facing Rader with 2 men on and 1 out in the bottom of the 4th. Rader already at 68 pitches. 2 strikes is the count. Here comes the delivery. And a liner up the middle. The shortstop has it. He flips to second, the relay to first, and that'll be a 6-4-3 double play. So the Tigers escape the inning. We go to the top of the 5th with Detroit still up by 1. Good facing Ouellette here in the top of the 5th. Good, who is 0 for 1 today, waiting for the full count delivery. Here it comes. And there's a drive into deep right center field. That might be, it could be, it is gone! The Tigers now taking a 6-4 lead in the top of the 5th inning. Good managed to get a really good hit off of that pitch. That was a fastball at 96, and he drove it 428 feet into the right center field stands. So the Tigers now up by 2 in the top of the 5th inning, and Ouellette is going to face Collins. Here comes the 2-2 count and the pitch. Collins drives it into right center field, not as deep. The center fielder is going to have room to make this play, and he's going to make the catch for out number 1. Strife now batting with 1 out, nobody on. Strife facing Ouellette with a 1-ball count. Here comes the delivery. And there's a liner into left center field. That is going to drop in for a base hit. So Strife with a 1-out single in the top of the 5th inning. And the Tigers looking for some insurance runs as Colonel comes up with 1 out and 1 man on. 1 ball is the count. And there's a grounder towards second. The throw goes to short, and the relay to first. That'll be a 4-6-3 twin killing. And just like that, the inning is over. However, not before the Tigers score again, taking a 6-4 lead into the bottom of the 5th inning. Gleyber Torres going to lead off against Chris Rader, who against all odds is out here in the 5th inning to try to protect this 2-run lead. Torres waiting for the first pitch from Rader. Here it comes. And there's a drive into right center field. That's going to be caught, however, as Simon, moving to his left, makes the catch for out number 1. And then as now batting with 1 out, nobody on. Rader working with a 3-1 count. Here comes the delivery. Outside for ball 4. Rader not getting those calls right on the edge of the plate there. He issues the 1-out walk. Garrison now the batter with 1 out, 1 man on. Rader working. Facing Garrison. Here comes the pitch. Grounded up the middle. That's going to be a base hit. The runner is going to try to advance to third as the center fielder's throw comes to third. It is late, and the Reds now have first and third with 1 out here in the bottom of the 5th inning. Rader now facing Herrera. With 1 out and 2 men on, the Tigers up by 2. 2 strikes is the count. Rader looking for the sign. Here comes the delivery. And a swing and a miss for strike 3. Rader has only struck out 4 batters in this game, but they have been critical strikeouts coming at basically the most opportune times. So now Rader's going to face Van Wieren with 2 outs, 2 men on in the bottom of the 5th inning. Rader with a 1-2 count facing Van Wieren. Here comes the delivery. And a drive to left. Down the line, the left fielder chasing. He's going to have room in the corner. He makes the catch to end the inning. So the Reds strand 2. We go to the top of the 6th of a 6-4 ball game. Turner facing Ouellette, who is coming out for his 3rd inning of work here in the top of the 6th inning. Ouellette facing Turner, who hit a home run his last time up. There's a grounder toward first. He's going to flip to the pitcher covering, and that is out number 1. Ouellette now facing Giancola with 1 out and nobody on base. Ouellette looking for the sign. Here's the delivery. And there's a drive. Left field deep but playable. Near the warning track, the left fielder hauls it in for out number 2. Ouellette now facing Campos. Campos 1 for 2 with a home run and 3 RBIs in this game. Coming up with 2 outs and nobody on in the top of the 6th inning. 1-2 is the count. Campos standing in. And he watches strike 3 go by at the knees, and that is going to end the inning. We're going to the bottom of the 6th of a 6-4 ball game. Rader facing Godfrey here in the bottom of the 6th inning. Rader looking for the sign. Here comes the delivery. He is going to allow a base hit into left field. Godfrey with a leadoff single here in the bottom of the 6th inning. And you have to wonder how much patience they're going to show Rader. He is at 86 pitches now. Pitching in the bottom of the 6th inning. Runner on first, nobody out. Aragon is the batter. 1-1 is the count. Rader with the delivery. And there's a drive into center field. Chasing is the center fielder, Turner, who makes the play for out number 1. Rader now facing McDaniel. Daniel with 1 out and 1 man on. Rader working with a 2-2 count. He is looking for the sign from the stretch. Here's the delivery. And a liner into left center field. Chasing, the left fielder calls off the center fielder and makes the catch for out number 2. And now Kerrywood goes to the bullpen. He brings in Jaden Spruill in the bottom of the 6th inning with 2 outs and a runner on first. Spruill, who has not appeared in the World Series so far, is going to face Randy Walker, who is 1 for 3 today. Spruill is brought in to protect the 2-run lead. Runner on first, 2 outs. Here comes the delivery. Sproul looking for the sign. There's a throw over to first. Oh, and he throws it away. It was a pickoff throw, and he throws it away over toward the dugout. So Godfrey takes second, and Sproul now has to face Walker with a runner in scoring position. 1-1 is the count. Here comes the delivery. Liner into center field, coming in fast as center fielder. Shortstop going out. He calls for it and makes the catch to end the inning. So the Reds are not able to capitalize on the error. We go to the top of the 7th of a 6-4 ball game. Quintero is at bat facing Ouellette here in the top of the 7th inning. Ouellette, who is at 2 1/3 innings of relief work today, trying to hold the Tigers at bay here in the top of the 7th. 2-2 is the count. Quintero waiting for the sign. And here comes the delivery. And there's a swing and a miss for strike 3. That was a fastball up at his eyes. A 95 for out number 1. Simon now the batter with 1 out, nobody on. 2 strikes is the count. Oh, and John Schmidt now comes in for the Reds. He has thrown 98 2/3 innings this season, earned a 9-3 record. There's a grounder toward first. The first baseman has it near the line. He steps on the base, and that is out number 2. Schmidt has thrown 7 2/3 innings in the playoffs. He's walked 1, struck out 7 with a 9.39 ERA. Schmidt now faces Good, who hit a home run earlier in this game, with 2 outs and nobody on base. 1 ball is the count. Here comes the pitch to Wood. And there's a pop-up on the infield. Good is retired for the 3rd out of the inning. And that is going to take us to the bottom of the 7th inning of a 6-4 ball game. And here, to lead the 7th inning stretch, we have Pete Rose. Gleyber Torres is going to lead off the bottom of the 7th inning for the Reds. Sproul, still on the mound for the Tigers, is going to face the 4, 5, and 6 batters in the Reds lineup in the bottom of the 7th inning. Sproul with the first pitch to Torres. Here it comes. And there's a grounder toward third. A hot stab over at third. The throw over to first, and that's out number 1. Next up is Jimenez with 1 out, nobody on. Sproul working with a 2-2 count. Here comes the pitch to Jimenez. And a swing and a miss for strike 3. That is the 2nd out of the inning. A circle change there. He had Jimenez way out in front of it. And now Garrison bats with 2 out and nobody on. Garrison waiting for the 1-2 count. Here comes the pitch. Sproul delivers. And a swing and a miss to end the inning. So that was a fastball at 96, and Sproul threw it right by him. So we go now to the top of the 8th with the Tigers still up by 2. Schmidt, continuing to pitch for the Reds, is going to face Collins to lead off the top of the 8th inning. Collins 0 for 3 on the day, waiting for the 1-1 count. Here is the delivery. And a grounder toward third. Charging is the third baseman. He throws over to first, and that's out number 1. Strife now the batter with 1 out, nobody on. Schmidt working with a 1-2 count. Here comes the pitch to Strife. And that is strike 3 at the knees. So 2nd out of the inning is recorded. Schmidt now has his first strikeout of this appearance. And it brings up Phil Cornell with 2 outs and nobody on. Schmidt working with a 2-2 count. Top of the 8th inning. Here comes the delivery. And a check swing for strike 3. That was a curveball, and that is the end of the inning. We go to the bottom of the 8th now with the Reds down by 2. Herrera facing Danny Mattoon. Danny Mattoon has struggled in this postseason. Danny Mattoon wishes it was the offseason. He's thrown 7 innings, allowed 10 hits, walked 8, struck out 10, with an ERA of exactly 9, which means that if Mattoon throws 1 inning, we would expect him to give up 1 run. Mattoon facing Herrera, Van Wieren, and Godfrey here in the bottom of the 8th inning. 1-2 is the count. Mattoon, longtime Dodger closer, now working with the Tigers. Mattoon looking for the sign. Here's the delivery. And a liner into center field. That is going to be, a shoestring catch. I thought that was going to drop in for a hit. And a shoestring catch for out number 1. So Van Wieren now the batter. With Mattoon working. 1-2 is the count. 1 out. Here comes the pitch. Swing and a miss for strike 3. Mattoon gets him swinging. for out number 2. Godfrey now the batter. With 2 outs and nobody on. Mattoon working with a 1-1 count. Here comes the delivery. And a drive to deep right center field. And got to keep that ERA right at 9 as we see the solo shot making this a 1-run ball game in the bottom of the 8th inning. 410 feet into about the 5th row of the right field seats. Detroit still clinging to a 1-run lead here in the bottom of the 8th inning. And now Aragon is the batter with 2 outs and nobody on. Mattoon pitching to his average, facing Aragon. Here comes the first pitch. And there's a grounder towards second. Oh, and it's kicked. The second baseman boots it, and it gets into right field. That is going to be an error, allowing the tying run to reach base. And now Mattoon has to face McDaniel with 2 outs and a runner on first. Oh, what a critical error here in the bottom of the 8th inning. Let's see if the Reds can capitalize on this. Mattoon facing McDaniel. First pitch, here's the delivery. A check swing. Wait, that's a wild pitch, excuse me. It goes all the way to the backstop, and Aragon advances to second. They're scoring at a passed ball. So McDaniel, it looked like a foul ball initially, but he was a check swing and a passed ball, and now the tying run is in scoring position. Mattoon working with 2 outs and a runner on second. Full count, here's the pitch. Checks his swing, that is ball 4. The umpire says he held up. Mattoon is beside himself out on the mound. He cannot believe that they didn't appeal down to third to try to ask if he went around. Walker now the batter. 2 men on, 2 outs. Bottom of the 8th inning. Walker facing Mattoon, who's thrown 18 pitches already. I can't tell if there's anyone warming up in the Tigers bullpen, but I gotta believe that Bautista is lurking in the shadows down there somewhere. Mattoon now with a full count. Here's the pitch to Walker. Here's the delivery. And a drive to deep right field, going back into the corner. The right fielder looks up and it clears the wall. That is going to be a 3-run home run. And just like that, the Reds have reclaimed the lead with a 4-run 8th inning. This is now an 8-6 ball game in the bottom of the 8th. 373 feet into the right field bullpen. They should probably just give that ball to Bautista and bring him out to pitch now. No, it's going to be Jake Beck. So the little shooter comes out to the mound. He's thrown 7 innings, walked 7, struck out 11 with a 3.86 ERA. Beck will face Gleyber Torres with 2 outs and nobody on in the bottom of the 8th inning. Man, what a turn of events. There were 2 outs and an error was committed, and now that's allowed 3 additional runs to score, and the Reds have taken the lead. So Beck facing Torres, 1-2 is the count. Beck looking for the sign, and here's the delivery to Torres. And there's a drive into center field. This is going to be playable. The center fielder heading toward left center, making the catch to end the inning. The Reds scoring 4 times, taking an 8-6 lead in a huge reversal in the bottom of the 8th inning. We're going to the top of the 9th, and Juan Lara is coming out to the mound to pitch for the Reds. He has thrown 13 2/3 innings, walked 4, struck out 13 with a 6.59 ERA. He is going to face Turner, Giancola, and Campos here in the top of the 9th inning. The Tigers need 2 to tie up this ball game and hopefully either take the lead or potentially just force a bottom of the 9th inning. Lara working, 1-2 is the count. He is looking for the sign. And here comes the delivery. And a drive to right field, going back. The right fielder dives and he makes the catch on the warning track. Walker, with no regard for his own safety, lays out on the warning track to make that catch for the first out of the inning. Giancola now batting with 1 out and nobody on. Lara facing Giancola with a 2-ball count. He is looking for the sign. Here's the delivery. And there's a liner into right center field. That one's going to be a base hit. This will be extra bases. Giancola rounding first, heading for second. He is going to slide in with a 1-out double here in the top of the 9th inning. Aragon got that ball quickly back into the infield, but it was not quick enough to throw out Giancola as he advanced, extending that single out into a double. So now Campos comes up. He is 1 for 3 with a home run today, facing Lara in the top of the 9th inning with 1 out and the runner in scoring position. The Tigers are down by 2. 1 strike is the count, and here comes the pitch to Campos, and he drives it to deep center field. We have a tie ball game, folks. It is 8-8 in the top of the 9th inning. Alex Campos, with his 2nd home run of the day, has just hit a 434-foot moonshot out to straightaway center field. And now the game is tied at 8. Man, what an exciting ball game. The Tigers have now tied this game with 1 out in the top of the 9th inning, and Quintero coming up to bat. The Tigers now looking to take the lead. Lara, who has surrendered the lead, blown the save here in the top of the 9th inning. 3-1 is the count. Here's the pitch to Quintero. That is low for ball 4. So the fastball misses low, and the Tigers now have the go-ahead run on first base. We see there is not a pinch hitter for the catcher, but Andy Simon is going to step up to the plate with 1 out and a runner on first. Lara still in the game, facing Simon here in the top of the 9th inning. 3-1 is the count. Here comes the pitch. That is way outside. It is ball 4. The umpire didn't even have to think about that one. So Lara seems clearly shaken after giving up that monster home run. He has walked 2 straight batters, and that'll bring up Josh Good. With 1 out and 2 men on here in the top of the 9th inning. Good looking to help the Tigers retake the lead in the top of the 9th. Lara still on the mound, working with a 1-strike count. Here comes the pitch, and Good hits a ground ball to first. The throw goes to second. There's no relay back to first, however, as the double play is broken up with a hard slide at second base. Quintero advancing to third. The Tigers now have the go-ahead run 90 feet away with 2 outs in a tie ball game in the top of the 9th inning. Tim Collins coming up to the plate for the Tigers. Critical situation. Lara facing Collins. Here comes the first pitch. That's strike 1, basically right down the middle. Lara with the next pitch to Collins. 1 strike is the count. That's strike 2 looking. Man, he just threw 2 fastballs and Collins did not even move his bat. Lara now facing Collins with a 2-strike count. Runners still on the corners. Here comes the pitch. Outside for ball 1. Looks like he tried to get him to chase one outside, but nothing going there. Collins apparently isn't going to swing at anything. Lara now working with a 1-2 count. Here comes the delivery. That is a circle change. Oh, low. The umpire says that just missed low. So now with a 2-2 count, 2 outs, 2 men on, top of the 9th inning. Lara working to Collins. Here comes the delivery. And there's a swing and fouled off. Man, he just barely got a piece of that to stay alive. 2-2 is the count, 2 outs. Lara working to Collins. Here comes the next pitch. And there's a pop-up down the right field line, but that is going to twist foul. It looks like it just made it into the right field, the seats down the right field line. So a foul ball, and the runners have to return to their bases. Lara now facing Collins, still a 2-2 count. Here comes the delivery, and there's a swing and a miss to end the inning. So the Tigers do tie the ball game. They strand 2. We go to the bottom of the 9th of an 8-8 tie. And now Beck still on the mound, facing Jimenez here in the bottom of the 9th inning. Beck got the final out in the 8th inning. He is now going to face Jimenez, Garrison, and Herrera here in the bottom of the 9th. 2 balls is the count. Beck delivering the pitch. There's a grounder up the middle. Second baseman has it. He throws to first. That is out number 1. Next up is Garrison with 1 out, nobody on. Beck working with a 2-2 count. Here comes the pitch to Garrison. Here's the delivery. And a grounder toward first. The first baseman has this one. He flips to the pitcher covering, and that is out number 2. Next up is Herrera. With Beck on first, Beck on the mound, Herrera batting. 2 outs and nobody on in the bottom of the 9th inning. 1-2 is the count. The little shooter looks for the sign. Here comes the delivery. And that's low. The swing and a miss, and that is strike 3. Quintero tags him just to make sure, and the inning is over. We're going to the top of the 10th. It is an 8-8 tie. here in Cincinnati. And now we're going to get Alex Baquero coming into this game for the Tigers, facing Sam Armstrong. Sam Armstrong, out of the Reds bullpen, has thrown 10 in the third innings, walked 2, struck out 7 with a 5.23 ERA. He's facing Baquero to lead off the top of the 10th inning. 1 strike is the count. Baquero waiting for the sign. Armstrong with the delivery. Here it comes. And there's a liner into center field. Coming in fast is McDaniel. He looks up and he makes the running catch for out number 1. Colonel now the batter with 1 out, nobody on. Armstrong working with a 2-ball count. Here comes the pitch to Colonel. And a liner up the middle. That'll be a base hit. So a 1-out single puts the go-ahead run on first here in the top of the 10th inning. Next up is going to be Eric Turner with 1 out and runner on first. Top of the 10th. Armstrong working. Lefty versus lefty. There's a 1-strike pitch, and there's a liner into left. That's going to be caught for out number 2. Hard hit, but basically right at the left fielder. And now, with 2 outs and the runner on first, we're still in the top of the 10th inning. Armstrong facing Giancola. The go-ahead runner is on first. 2 balls is the count. And there's a grounder toward third. A hot smash. The throw goes to second, and the inning is over. So the Tigers strand a runner. We go to the bottom of the 10th of an 8-8 tie. Van Wieren facing Beck, who's coming back out to start the bottom of the 10th inning. Beck, who's thrown an inning and a third of scoreless relief so far, is going to face the 8-9-1 batters in the Reds lineup here in the bottom of the 10th inning. 1 strike is the count. Beck looking for the sign. Here comes the delivery. And a grounder towards second. Charging is the second baseman. He throws to first, and that is out number 1. Next up is Godfrey. And now Ben Tibbetts comes out of the Tigers bullpen. With 4 innings thrown, he has 2 walks, 2 strikeouts, and an ERA of 0. Tibbetts facing Godfrey with 1 out and nobody on base here in the bottom of the 10th inning. Tibbetts looking for the sign. And here comes the delivery. And there's a drive, medium depth, left center field. That is going to be caught for out number 2. Aragon now the batter with 2 outs and nobody on. Tibbetts facing Aragon. Do you intentionally walk Aragon here? He has 6 home runs in the postseason and batting .396. I don't know what you do, but Kerry Wood might be contemplating it right now. Tibbetts working with a 1-2 count. Here comes the pitch to Aragon. And there is a grounder toward third. The throw goes over to first, and the inning is over. So we're going to the top of the 11th of an 8-8 tie here in Cincinnati. Campos, the hero of the game so far, leading off the top of the 11th inning. He has 2 home runs. He is 2 for 4 with 5 RBIs in this ballgame. Campos, the lefty, facing Armstrong, the lefty, here in the top of the 11th inning. 1-2 is the count. Campos is hit by the pitch. Oh, man. Campos is hit by the pitch, a cut fastball, and he takes his base, and he is staring at the pitcher all the way over to first. Ramirez now the batter, with a runner on first, nobody out. Top of the 11th inning. Go-ahead run on first. Armstrong working with a 1-strike count. Here comes the pitch to Ramirez. And there's a grounder toward short. The throw goes to second, the relay to first, and that's a 6-4-3 double play. So, we're going now with 2 outs and nobody on to Andy Simon here in the top of the 11th inning. Armstrong working with a full count. Here's the payoff pitch to Andy Simon. And Simon lines it into center field. That's a base hit. So Simon with a 2-out single, giving the Tigers another chance to score here in the top of the 11th. Go-ahead runner on base. Good now the batter. He is 1 for 4 with a home run in today's ball game. Armstrong facing Good. Top of the 11th. 2-2 is the count. And there's a pop-up right center field. I think this is going to be caught. The right fielder called off by the center fielder who makes the catch to end the inning. So the Tigers strand a runner. We go to the bottom of the 11th of an 8-8 tie. And we see Tibbetts is going to continue to pitch for the Tigers here in the bottom of the 11th. He got 2 outs in the 10th inning. Tibbetts is going to face McDaniel, Walker, and Torres here in the bottom of the 11th. 1 strike is the count. Tibbetts looking for the sign. Here's the delivery. There's a grounder towards second. The throw goes to first. That is out number 1. Tibbetts now facing Walker with 1 out, nobody on. Larry Walker apparently in the stands today watching his son play baseball. Randy Walker waiting for the first pitch from Tibbetts. And there's a liner past the first baseman down the right field line. That's going to be extra bases. Rounding first, heading for second is Walker. As the throw comes back in from the outfield, he slides in with a 1-out double here in the bottom of the 11th inning. So the Reds with the winning run in scoring position. And that's going to bring up Gleyber Torres. And I have to imagine this is going to be an intentional walk. Torres with a runner on first, or with first base open and 1 out here in the bottom of the 11th. And Torres facing Tibbetts. Oh, and 1-2 is the count. They're pitching to him. Here comes the pitch. And there's a swing and a miss for strike 3. So that is the 2nd out of the inning. Tibbetts strikes out Torres for the 2nd out of the 11th inning. Jimenez now the batter with 2 outs and the runner on second. Tibbetts working. First pitch. Here it comes. Oh, and now they intentionally walk Jimenez. So they pitch to Torres. They strike him out. They walk Jimenez, which is going to set up the force. And now Garrison is the batter. Garrison is 2 for 5 today. He's facing Tibbetts with 2 outs, 2 men on in the bottom of the 11th inning. Here comes the 1-2 count. Oh, and a pinch runner is inserted in second base. Here comes the pitch. And a swing and a miss to end the inning. So just like that, the inning is over. The Reds strand 2. We go to the top of the 12th of an 8-8 tie. Man, the fans are certainly getting their money's worth here tonight. As we are now in the top of the 12th inning, Collins facing Armstrong. Armstrong, who's thrown 2 shutout innings in relief already. The Tigers sending the 3-4-5 batters up to the plate here in the top of the 12th. Collins waiting for the 2-2 pitch from Armstrong. He is looking for the sign. Here comes the delivery. And Collins grounds it toward first. The flip to the pitcher covering, and that is out number 1. Next up is going to be Vaquero with 1 out and nobody on. Armstrong facing Vaquero. He's thrown 35 pitches so far. 3 balls is the count. Here comes the pitch. And that's a pop-up to right center field. I think he chased one that was outside the zone there. The center fielder calls off the right fielder to make the catch for out number 2. Colonel now the batter with 2 outs and nobody on. Armstrong facing Colonel in the top of the 12th. 2-2 is the count. Colonel waiting for the pitch. Here it comes. And a grounder towards short. Oh no, excuse me, a pop-up in foul territory. That was a confusing way that ball was hit, but the ball is caught by the third baseman in foul territory, and we're going to the bottom of the 12th of an 8-8 tie. Apparently, the length of this game is taking a toll on the announcer as well. So Tibbetts now coming back out to pitch in the bottom of the 12th inning. He's going to face Herrera, Van Wieren, and Godfrey here in the bottom of the 12th inning. Tibbetts with a 1-ball count. Here comes the delivery. And there's a grounder towards second. The throw goes over to first. That is out number 1. Next up is Van Wieren with 1 out, nobody on. Tibbetts working with a 1-strike count. Here's the pitch to Mikhail Van Wieren. And there is a grounder toward first. The first baseman is picking it up right close to the bag and stepping on the base for out number 2. Godfrey now batting with 2 outs and nobody on. Tibbetts working with a 2-2 count. Here comes the pitch to Godfrey. He is looking for the sign. Here comes the delivery. And there's a liner, a pop-up on the infield. Second baseman calls for it. He makes the catch and the inning is over. We're going to the top of the 13th inning, folks. We are still all tied up here in Cincinnati. This is a crazy game, and we have crazy 8s for a score here in the top of the 13th. And now Josh Fleck comes out of the Reds bullpen. Fleck has thrown 3 1/3 innings, walked 1, struck out 2 with a 2.70 ERA. Fleck is going to face Turner, Giancola, and Campos here in the top of the 13th inning. Fleck with a 1-strike count. He is looking for the sign. And here comes the delivery. And there is a grounder towards second. The throw goes to first. That's out number 1. Giancola now the batter with 1 out, nobody on. 1-2 is the count. Here comes the pitch to Giancola. And strike 3 is called on the outside corner. That is the second out of the inning. A fastball he blazed up there at 98. And now Campos bats with 2 outs and nobody on. Campos facing Fleck with a 3-1 count. Here comes the delivery. And inside for ball 4. So the walk is issued. The runner is now on first. Campos representing the go-ahead run. And Otero, the new catcher for the Tigers, is batting here in the top of the 13th inning with 2 outs and the runner on first. Fleck facing Otero. Here comes the delivery. And Otero grounds it past the third baseman in the left field. There's another hit. So the Tigers trying to get a 2-out rally going here in the top of the 13th inning with runners on first and second, 2 outs. And Fleck now facing Andy Simon. Simon, who has had a very quiet series, is also 1 for 5 today. He has 1 home run and a 186 batting average on the season. So Fleck facing Simon with 2 outs, 2 men on. 3-2 is the count. Simon waiting for the pitch. Here's the delivery. There's a grounder toward third. The throw goes over to first. I don't know why he didn't just step on third base, but the inning is over. The Tigers strand 2 runners. We're going to the bottom of the 13th of a 8-8 tie. And now Tibbetts coming back out for another inning of relief. He's going to face the top of the Reds lineup in the bottom of the 13th inning. Aragon stepping up to the plate, waiting for the 2-strike pitch from Tibbetts. Here comes the delivery. And there's a grounder, bouncing ball towards second. The throw goes to first. That's out number 1. McDaniel now the batter with 1 out, nobody on. Tibbetts working with a 1-1 count. Here comes the pitch to McDaniel. And there's a liner into center field. That'll be a 1-out single. So the Reds have the winning run on base here in the bottom of the 13th inning. McDaniel rounding first but thinking better of it, and it brings up Tyree Reed. Reed was inserted as a pinch runner in the last half inning. Tibbetts now facing Reed with 1 out, 1 man on. 2-2 is the count. Here is the pitch to Reed. And he swings and misses for strike 3. That was a fastball inside, and he swung right over it for out number 2. Torres now the batter. Runner on first, 2 outs in the bottom of the 13th inning. What a storyline this would be. Gleyber Torres with 4 home runs already in this postseason. Not in this series, but just in the postseason. Torres facing his former team here in the bottom of the 13th inning with 2 outs and the runner on first. Tibbetts working with a 1-strike count. Here is the pitch to Torres. And there's a drive, center field, deep but playable. The center fielder in front of the warning track making the catch to end the inning. We are going to the top of the 14th. It is still an 8-8 tie here in Cincinnati. And I'll tell you, not a single person has left this stadium. The fans are just on the edge of their seats wondering what's going to happen, how this game is going to end. Good is going to lead off against Fleck here in the top of the 14th inning. Fleck threw a scoreless inning of relief in the 13th already. Good working, waiting for the 2-1 count. Here comes the delivery. And there's a grounder back toward the mound. The pitcher, Fleck, has it. He throws to first for out number 1. Next up is Collins with 1 out, nobody on. Fleck working with a 1-2 count. Here comes the pitch to Collins. And there's a liner into the gap in right center field. That's going to be extra bases. Collins rounding first, heading for second. Aragon throws it to the cutoff man. Oh, and he's going for... No, he stops. Man, I thought he was going to go for third there for a second. But the third base coach put up the stop sign, and the runner settles for a double. So Baquero now batting with 1 out and the go-ahead run on second base. Fleck working to Baquero with a 1-strike count. Here comes the delivery. And a liner into the gap in right center field. That's going to drive in the run. Collins is going to come around and score. Baquero is going to have extra bases. He'll slide into second safely with an RBI double. And the Tigers take a 9-8 lead here in the top of the 14th inning. So Baquero with a clutch extra inning double here in the top of the 14th inning. It brings up Phil Kernel. He's going to face Fleck with a runner on second and 1 out. Here's the first pitch to Phil Kernel. And a grounder up the middle, that's into center field for another base hit. Vaquero rounding third, he's trying to score, but he's going to be thrown out by about 10 steps. The tag is applied, and the runner is thrown out at home. So the Reds prevent another run from scoring. Aragon, with a cannon out in center field, threw that ball home and retired the runner attempting to score. Colonel advancing to second as the throw went home. So now, with 2 outs and the runners on second, Turner is the batter. The Tigers looking for an insurance run here in the top of the 14th. 2 strikes is the count, and here comes the pitch to Turner. And there's a drive down the right field line, chasing into the corners, the right fielder. That hangs up there, and the right fielder gets to it to end the inning. But not before the Tigers take the lead. We're going to the bottom of the 14th of a 9-8 ball game. And we have a second stretch here in the middle of the 14th inning. Jimenez now the batter. He's leading off against Tibbetts, who's coming out for inning of work number 4 here in the bottom of the 14th. Tibbetts working. Here is the pitch. Jimenez standing in the left-handed batter's box. Here comes the delivery. There's a liner into center field, coming in fast. The diving play! And the center fielder, Turner, makes the catch for the first out of the inning. Can you tell he wants to go home? Man, what a great defensive effort out there in center field. Garrison now the batter, with 1 out and nobody on. Tibbetts working with a 2-2 count. Here is the pitch to Josh Garrison. And there's a swing and a miss for strike 3. That was a fastball at 97, and he just blazed it by him. That's Tibbetts' 4th strikeout of this ball game. So now the Reds are down to their final out. Herrera batting against Tibbetts. Bottom of the 14th inning with the Reds down by 1. Tibbetts with the first pitch to Herrera. Here it comes. That is low. That was a changeup low for ball 1. Tibbetts now facing Herrera with a 1-ball count. Here comes the delivery. And there's a swing, a foul ball to the backstop for strike 1. So a 1-1 count now. Tibbetts working. 1-1. Here comes the delivery. And that is a fastball low. That's a 2-1 count now. Tibbetts working to Herrera. That was a fastball that missed low. Here comes the next pitch. And a swing and a miss. That's strike 2. Oh, excuse me. He did get a piece of that. They're saying he just tipped it barely. So 2-2 count now with 2 outs. Bottom of the 14th inning. Reds down by 1. Tibbetts working. Here comes the pitch. And a swing and, oh, that is a foul ball. So that is going to keep Herrera alive with a 2-2 count. Here's the next pitch from Tibbetts. And a swing and a miss. Nope, he popped that one up foul over the press box area. So that is another foul ball as Herrera continues to battle against Tibbetts here in the bottom of the 14th. 2-2 is the count. And that is low and in for ball 3. So now we're at a full count. That was a slider that missed down and in. Tibbetts could not get him to chase that pitch. Full count, 2 outs, bottom of the 14th. Tibbetts with the delivery. Here's the payoff pitch. And a grounder into center field. That is going to be a single. Herrera battled Tibbetts for about a 10-pitch at-bat, and he finally got a single for his trouble. So now with the tying run on first, Becerra is the next batter, and Landry is coming out of the Tigers bullpen. Landry has thrown 5 2/3 innings, walked 4, struck out 6 with a 1.59 ERA. He's going to face Becerra with a runner on first and 2 outs in the bottom of the 14th. 3-1 is the count. Landry looking for the sign. The lefty Landry facing the righty Becerra, and that is inside for ball 4. So now the tying run is in scoring position as Landry missed inside with a fastball. And Godfrey is the next batter. Godfrey facing Landry with 2 outs, 2 men on in the bottom of the 14th inning. 1 ball is the count. Landry with the pitch. And a pop-up to deep right center field, and that is going to be the ball game! The Reds walk it off, coming back from 1 run down, a 3-run home run in the bottom of the 14th, and the Reds get an 11-9 victory In extra innings, taking a 3-2 lead in the World Series, 436 feet out to right center field. And just like that, the game is over. The Tigers surrender the lead in the bottom of the 14th. Well, that was a fantastic ball game, folks. Thanks for tuning in, and make sure and check out Game 6 tomorrow.